Yep, you saw the title. He got cheated on for $500. My now ex-girlfriend, she's 23, is in a lot of debt. Total amount is around $30K, and she owed roughly $3,000 of that to Discover for her credit card debt. They are trying to sue her for up to triple that amount and needed $500 due yesterday, January 13, 2025, as a promissory down payment to pay back the original amount in full, or they continue with the suit and she'd likely get jailed. Don't believe that. You cannot get jailed for a debt that you cannot pay. The only time you can go to jail for it if there's some type of fraud or identity theft. But don't believe that. You cannot go to jail for a debt that you can't pay unless there's fraud involved. I didn't know about this deadline until after everything happened. She also had an ex who she dated for 3+ years prior to our relationship, who she broke up with the first time a year before we met, and then briefly dated again for a month before finally breaking it off again. Why do I keep hearing that word again? You shouldn't be going back and forth in a relationship. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So just break up one time and keep it moving. This was a few months before we started talking. They also owned 2 cats while they were together, and each took 1 cat after they split. Context for later. When we met, I noticed she would mention her ex a lot in conversations, and it bothered me, as it should. To me, when you first meet someone and they are still talking about that ex, that lets me know they haven't healed from that relationship, and they shouldn't be out dating. Very shortly after we met, she revealed that she was still in contact with him because of money she owed him, which was around $200. She promised that it was only temporary, and once she got her next paycheck, that she would pay him back and then block him. Yeah, I don't believe that. I accepted that excuse and let it be. 2 weeks later, she tells me that she's moving from her home because her parents fell behind on rent, and that they needed to move in with her brother, who's allergic to cats, and that she needs to figure out what to do with her cat. After contacting a few friends who all declined taking in her cat for her, she told me that she asked her ex to house her cat for the time being, and that she would visit her cat every once in a while. I was hesitant of this, of course, but felt bad about denying her seeing her cat because of my own strong attachments to my pets, who both passed last year, unfortunately. Yeah, I've had some pets that passed, and it's when you have them for a long time, yeah, it's tough. She promised me that nothing would happen, that she would go visit with her little sister who also loved the cat, that she would only keep contact with the ex strictly about the cat and how it was doing, and that she'll give me all the reassurance I need. Well, she visited her ex to see her cat this past Saturday, January 11th, 2025, and she ended up sleeping with him. How many of you, just like me, thought this was just a recipe for disaster? She said that she and her ex were mutual friends and that they all were smoking weed and that it was pretty strong. Wow. She then said that after a while everyone else left and that it was just them two. Yep, a recipe for disaster. That's the reason why in the last video I did, exes shouldn't be cohabitating at all. Like I said before, even if it's just for a minute. She said that because of the strong weed that she opened up to her ex about her debt, and that she offered to give her money for the down payment in exchange for sex. He didn't specify how much, as she said she only found out how much it was after the deed was done. She accepted his offer and let him have sex with her without even knowing how much he sent beforehand. Wow. If that case, he could have got it for free. I mean, he didn't even give her an amount. This is a crazy story. This pissed me off because he could have given her like $200 and she would have still cheated, and then would have needed to ask me for the other $300 so her ass stayed out of jail. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. She tried to say that it only lasted for 2 minutes. I didn't even enjoy it. I didn't even moan. And he had a condom on. But by that time, I was already done. You want to know the kicker? This bitch had the audacity after she came back from visiting and cheating on me with her ex that same night to hop in my Discord while I was playing Rivals to basically say that she doesn't feel physically connected to me and that she's been unsatisfied with our sex life. Why would she even say that? Guys, why would she say that? We all know why she said that. This was the day after our 3-month mark of being official. I felt like it was weird for her to say this, as it felt like it came up out of nowhere and felt suspicious as she just came back from seeing her ex. I didn't press her on that in the moment, as I just tried to take what she said as the truth, because I unfortunately suffer from performance anxiety, although recently it has gotten better as our relationship had progressed as we grew closer. I promised her that I would start being more consistent in the gym and practicing more mindfulness technique to keep myself in the moment. Why is this man making all these sacrifices and different things to please this woman? Don't ever do that. Of course, in the beginning when you're dating, you want to put your best foot forward. But if someone wants to try to change you, or you want to try to do all these different things to impress them, they may not be the one for you. And guess what? That night she said all that shit, I had a fucking dream that she cheated with a guy with a short 3 to 4 letter name. No fucking bullshit. Her ex had a 4-letter name. The next day, Sunday, I woke up and went straight to the gym. She texted me midday saying she wanted to come over and see me. I was going to take the day for myself, but decided why not, and I told her I wanted to see her too. You know, I don't get why a lot of people put themselves in situations where their partner is spotty, has some shady stuff going on. It's almost like they don't think they have other options, and they do. She came over and we smoked a blunt and then went out for 𝗥𝗲𝗱𝗁𝗏 that she paid for. I usually pay for 99% of all dates because she has spotty employment, and we had sex twice. She ended up sleeping over even though I had work the next day, Monday, but I didn't mind as I thought she was going to leave in the morning. I woke up Monday morning and she told me that her job told her not to come in due to inclement weather. She worked in K-12 system related to the fires in LA. I called in sick to my job because I wanted to spend the day with her, as I'm not really doing much of anything on Mondays at my work. We slept in for a bit longer, woke up, had sex for 2 rounds, and then got sushi for lunch, as we both love Asian food. After we came back from sushi, we had sex again. In the post-sex afterglow, I had told her about my dream. Me, babe, you want to know something funny? The other night when we had that conversation, I had a dream that you cheated on me with some guy that had a 3 to 4 letter name. Isn't that crazy? Ha ha. Her, she sits up, grabs a pillow, and goes silent. Me, starting to get worried, babe, what's wrong? Is it something I said? Her, nods her head, yes, silently. Me, is it about my dream? Her, nods her head, yes. Me, what's wrong, babe? Can you talk to me? Her, you promised that you'd marry me one day, right? You better not. Me, of course, babe, I love you. Just talk to me. Her, silence. Me, slowly starting to realize what's happening. Babe, did you sleep with someone else? Her, slowly nods her head, yes. Me, thinking about her recent whereabouts. Was it your ex? Her, nodding her head again, yes. I stood up from the bed, still in disbelief, and just looked at her. Me, did he do something to you? Her, no, I don't know. Explaining her money situation. Me, take off my fucking clothes and get out of my house now. It's about damn time. I've never seen her ugly cry before, like how she did in that moment. Her face turned red from how hard she was crying. Her snotty boogers dripped down her nose as she begged me to forgive her as she tried to explain herself. No, you better not forgive her. I couldn't look at her as I was in my own state of shock and disbelief that the relationship had to end like this. You want to know what else, Reddit? I have over $25,000 in my savings that I told her about 2 to 3 weeks prior, and I would have given her the the $500 in a heartbeat if it meant keeping her out of jail and not having my girlfriend get screwed by her ex for the money. When I asked her why she didn't come to me about it first, she said that I make it hard to ask for money because I already pay for all our dates and help her with small expenses because she's so fucking broke. She also said that she didn't know I had that much, which I called BS on immediately, as I went back to our text conversations from 2 weeks prior, where she specifically asked me about how much I have saved, and I told her that it was $25,000 and screenshotted that and sent it to her. Why in the hell are you telling your business like that? She is not your wife. She's just your girlfriend. Why are you disclosing that? Men, don't do that. If you're just dating someone or they're just your girlfriend, don't disclose that. That's none of their business. Just remember that. I don't even hate her. I'm just so disappointed in how fucking avoidable this whole situation was. But alas, I'm going to take this opportunity to lock in with the gym and studying for my MCAT. If anyone read this far, thanks for hearing me out. TLDR, my girlfriend cheated on me with her ex for $500 to help pay down her credit card debt when I was more than capable of giving her the money, and then tried to play it off by saying that she hasn't been feeling physically connected and satisfied sexually, which caused me to have a dream that she cheated, and then later admitted to it when I tried to bring up the dream as a funny occurrence. Some of this is on him. I would say half of it is on him. The first time he found out that she cheated, she should have been past tense. Guys, don't go backwards. When you take back a woman you don't see a future with, don't take her back. Because if she cheats in a relationship this early in the relationship, she'll cheat again in the future. And I left a link for this story in the description. I didn't read any comments. So if you want to read, I think there's a lot of comments. So if you want to go read them, just click on the link in the description.